It's Friday, and that means it's 7:02 Unplugged.
The sun comes up, we knew it was coming. Laughed out loud all night, we were just running. Stolen light, we'll keep on shining. We won't fade to black, let it all come back, let it find me here. She said this was gonna change me forever, ever, forever and a day. I wanna lose myself in her colors now. This life, the gift, the feel I missed. I know I'm done with all of this. I won't forget where I have been. I know I'm running to begin. I know I told her to come in. Oh, hiding out all night, I knew we had something. Yeah. She said this was gonna change me forever, ever, forever and a day. I wanna lose myself in her colors now. This life, the gift, the feel I missed. I know I'm done with all of this. I won't forget where I have been. I know I'm running to begin. I know this. I know it for myself. I know this. I know it for myself.
Gentlemen, it's been such a pleasure sitting in for Azania today. I'm so glad she's not here. My name is Phemelo. This is the Azania Mosaka show. We're going to call it a mixture of things because this actually is meant to be a profile interview, but we've mixed it all up because, you know, we're profiling a super band here, a rock band, and it is Prime Circle, and we're going to mix it up with some Unplugged. Well, hello there.
Yeah, welcome. Hello.
How
welcome.
are you
I'm saying welcome to myself.
Yes.
It's nice to be here, yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that you are here eventually, and you guys, we were a bit nervous that, you know, rock stars, you never know with rock stars, they may arrive, they may never arrive. So the fact that you are here, really, we're really thrilled. We're live streaming this, so just go to 702.co.za and you'll be able to see your really, the real band is here. So let's sit and talk about you guys.
Yeah.
It's been, what, 17 years now?
Too long, man.
About
16, almost 17 years. I can't believe it. It's like time flies, man.
So the trick is to have everybody with the mic, because I want to know if, you know, you're not going to sell them down the river.
I always do.
You guys are not tired of each other 17 years later.
You know, it's like any brother relationship.
Yeah.
You know, we get on each other's nerves, and you can see, like, but we know how to speak to each other. We know which buttons to push, and we do definitely get annoyed with each other. But then you just stay away from each other.
It's one thing to work together and sort of. So what we do, normal people, we sort of maybe come to the office and then go home.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, and you forget about everybody, and then you can just say all the nasty things at home, no one's listening, and in the morning you come back, you're a new person.
Yeah.
You guys spend a lot of time on the road.
Yeah.
And that means you're in each other's hair every single time.
Well, Dale plays golf. He's here in his golf attire, which I think is actually very rock and roll.
That's your thing, Dale.
The traffic was heavy. That's my office. So.
Yeah, he goes and blows his steam off there. I think I'm a Scotsman. I go to the pub.
Do you still skate?
Every now and then. I'm not very good anymore.
No, but you're still still do it. You should
Yeah.
still do it, even if you fall and
Yeah.
He doesn't skate anymore, but he can light a skate.
I stopped smoking. Niel's a big surfer. Come in here, Niel. Say
Come on,
hello.
Niel. I want you here. So, how do you guys? Neil, I believe you're a great jazz person.
Well, I studied jazz music.
Yeah.
So
But he's not great.
I graduated.
Lover
But I
of
wouldn't say I'm
jazz.
great.
Lover of jazz.
Jesus, jazz guys in the world, like too many good guys. So
Yeah.
Niel's amazing. He's being humble. He's very
I
good.
play rock music now.
Yeah. And I mean, so you guys obviously bring quite a lot of different elements to the music.
Yeah.
And 17 years on, the thing I think has kept you going is reinventing yourself over and over again. So you never go back to being the same thing. That's
Yeah.
anyway what I get from your albums. You try
Definitely.
and push yourselves
Yeah.
all the time to do something different.
Yeah, man. Well, we want to grow as people, as musicians, and I think you want people to hear that. And if you want to hear a certain kind of style that we've done, then you can go to certain records.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still the band throughout. It still sounds like us, but like it definitely is growing.
So what is the real future of rock in the world?
I think it's going to be constantly changing. It's a lot of people are using vintage amps, finding vintage mics, and coming different sounds, and it's going actually against what everything's so
Yes.
clean.
Anti-rock.
Yeah, it's almost anti-clean, anti all this new technology.
Yeah.
So it's always going to mix up.
Music in the world is like fashion. I guess it's you'll create a fashion style, and then that circle will go around, and eventually it'll come back to that style, but maybe in a different kind of a way.
You remember there
So,
was years ago people started wearing their boxers outside their jeans? That lasted for like 2 weeks. It was the
Oh
worst.
gosh, now
That was
men
a-
are wearing skinny jeans.
that was
Can you
like
believe
Aqua.
it?
Dell does that on the 19th hole.
I'd keep that for the house.
So I believe you're a Phil Collins fan.
Yeah, big time. Love him.
So who else do you listen to when you're not playing your own music?
I listen to like Phil Collins. There's a new band I love called War on Drugs. Very much like Fleetwood Mac. It's got a bit of that Fleetwood Mac feel. Love Fleetwood Mac. I love the Pixies. Yeah.
Elton John.
Elton John. Love Elton John. Yeah, I said this in an interview recently, and the guys were like, "What's your secret? What's your what's it called?
That no one knows.
No one knows."
Oh.
Never
Yeah,
been
you can
told to.
yeah, me with my star glasses, listen to Elton John at night.
But listen, I actually saw you perform with Johnny Clegg once,
yes.
which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ballerina girls and all.
It was amazing. The ballerina girls weren't talking to me though.
Oh, really?
I was like, "How's it?" And they're like, "No,
Not you.
not you." We're actually going to be
You and
performing.
Johnny.
We're going to be performing with Johnny soon at the Dome. Yeah,
Yes,
so
his last concert.
yeah, it's sad, man.
And
It is.
Ginger, just Ginger.
Just
It's
Ginger.
just, yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, we've been privy to his new album, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
ridiculous.
it's amazing.
It's a bit unfair.
What has the traveling done for you? I get the sense that you've upped the ante. you
Yeah.
know, so being able to interact and engage with other musicians around the world has just given you that notch. You're just a notch above the rest in a way.
I think you're always learning in music as well. I mean, it's like everything else. Every single day you're learning, and if you travel the world, it helps you to learn more and spread your wings more and broaden your horizons more. So you do definitely learn a lot more when you are traveling the world and picking up from different kind of musical elements and styles. And
Gaining experience.
Yeah.
The level's high out there, man. There's,
You also get the sense you don't rest on your laurels. So being home, I get my sense is that you kind of feel like, oh, okay, well, I'm great, right? One or two shows, I'm great.
No.
But being out in the world gives you a different sense. You almost always the underdog, and you've got to push harder. You've got to push harder to be as successful as the real greats in the world.
Yeah, well, we're dealing with rands, so when we're going over there, it's harder. Those guys have had, like, why would they want to book a South African band when there's 300 bands down the road that sound maybe better, they're cheaper, so it's very, very hard, but it's cool, it's nice.
It's also, but you love the clubs as well.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't you guys just loved that smelly?
The beer and vomit. The smell of beer and vomit.
nice, dirty, intimate, tight rock and roll stuff.
I mean, that's what rock and roll is about.
Yeah, when you walk
right?
in there, it's like, yeah.
so pretty when you're somebody else. You're the one I've moved. I'm always distracted by you. First we go down, down, then we go in it, then we go round, round, lost in it. Innocence breaking in. We won't go faking it. We won't know until we make it. Round we go right away. I'm caught in this condition when it comes to you. And now I choose to surrender this condition. What have I got to lose? First we go down, down, then we go in it, then we go round, round, lost in it. Innocence breaking in. We won't go faking it. We won't know until we make it. Round we go. Until we make it, round we go.
Prime Circle, ladies and gentlemen. I have them all here with me. I mean, we are rocking and jamming it right here live in studio at 7:02. And we'll be together until 3 o'clock. So what I've always heard you say is that you don't want to prescribe too much to what it is that you're saying in the song. You would love us to make up our own minds about what the song is about.
Yeah, I've ruined a few songs for people. Like they go, like the one song, like Ghost, is about mental disorders. It's actually not for me, you know?
Yeah.
And then
depression
and stuff.
Things,
but people have guessed it completely different. They're like, I thought I dedicated that to my granddad. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought it was about us.
Yeah, I thought it was about my love for my girlfriend.
Not true. Not quite.
Yeah.
So why is that? I mean, I know a lot of artists say that, particularly, painters and stuff, would say, no, let your imagination run wild. Why is it so important for people to own their own experiences through your music?
Because I get a different kick from it, I think. When you're singing it, or you're playing the drums, or you're playing the piano, there's a different feel. There's like a vibe that you get playing it and feeling. And I think that people want to, they maybe they got married to, like the Nude Girls at Daddy Little Blue Eyes. Some people have been married to that song. Yes. But if you knew what it was really about, it's pretty heavy, So people let the song, it gets a life of its own. We don't own the songs anymore. The minute you bring them out, they're not yours.
Have you stuck together for the same reasons?
I think so.
I hope so.
I mean, obviously, like 5 guys in the band, we got 5 different like opinions and
Yes.
ways we approach music and 5 different styles of music that we actually like and bands we listen to. But I mean, at the end of the day, we all got the same goal and the same drive and same passion. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably what's keeping us together.
I think the end goal is the point. Everyone, the way we get there sometimes is a bit funny.
So what is the end goal?
End goal is just to keep playing as long as we can. I think for us, we've always wanted full stadiums, man. You know, like everyone's dream, you know. So for us to be going into the arena circuit now as a band in Europe, it's amazing for us, and it's just that next step. It's like it's an exciting thing, you know. We've been pushing Europe for so long now, and then to go back and play these venues that are underground and hidden, that there's like 800 to 1,000 people underground with you, and just, you know, it's just an amazing thing. The next step, it's the journey of life.
You have collaborated with something really interesting that Radar Unearthed.
Yes, right, yeah.
And I think it's fascinating. What drew you to them?
Well, it's our bookkeeper, and he is amazing, man. Like when he spoke to us and he said,
This
"Look,
is the guy that dropped everything.
yeah, he's literally
like left his Ferrari life.
Well,
He sold
he sold not a
Ryder.
Ferrari,
Who's
but he
this
sold
guy?
his Porsche.
he sold his Porsches, yeah."
Gosh.
Yeah, and Ryder is it's basically a campaign about rape, abuse, drugs, and
Yes,
addiction.
yes.
So that's like the short-term Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was just driving down the road. He heard statistics about rape and in this country,
wanted
and
to
he
stop it.
He just burst into tears, and he just, you know, like we've become so desensitized. And I
Yeah.
think that he's one of those guys that said no to hell with
I
that.
give you like a thing, and maybe it's not the right time on radio, but I think the listeners should hear this. But like, there's so many young teenage girls that are living in townships that have their premenstrual cycle and they cannot afford to buy, you know, tampons and stuff. And Ryder will help that, because some girls can't go to school for like 8 days,
sad,
9
man.
days, and they miss out on so much homework. So a small little thing like that, and just feeding people, you know, that don't have food, like the unprivileged.
Yeah, Ryder's just growing from strength to strength.
And that's what Ryder does.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a part of it called Ryder Inspired, which it's basically just for each individual, just kind of inspiring to be a better person every single day that you wake up. So if you wake up in the morning and you kind of just wake up in a more positive mind frame and just say to yourself, you're not going to
Be negative.
be negative today, you're just going to do positive things and kind of pay it forward in a way, and just like, you know, like kindness is free. So wake up, be kind, be nice to people. And
Yeah.
It's
if
never a
every
wrong
single
time.
person
Yeah.
has that, things could be better.
Yeah, and the last thing about
Say
Ryder,
something nice about my guitar playing. Yeah.
last thing
It's
about
sexy.
Ryder is they also have basically Ryder Records, where they're taking young inspired musos that can't afford to buy pianos, guitars, any kind of instrument, and they're going to help these
And the
young,
royalties of the other
inspiring-
artists help, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Ryder's built a massive studio to help all these kids, and it's going to the next level. you
Yeah.
know?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's always a good time to speak about these things. There is never such a thing as the good time to speak about these
Yeah.
things, because these girls that you're speaking about are experiencing that right now.
Yeah,
There's no such
definitely.
thing as a good time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So the idea of sticking together, and you never really answered the question. So nobody actually told me, why are you guys still together?
Oh, it's just because we want to be young forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps us young, I suppose.
No, we love each other. But not in a bad way. A good way.
Listen, you climbed into the bus with me into my dorm. Yeah, it was nice.
Music keeps us together, man.
Yeah, man, it's fun to play
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it keeps you together. Will you ever get tired of the road? Because I think the road can be exhausting.
I think for the guys, it's harder for them. Like, I don't have, I'm not married, and ladies, I'm not married. I'm single.
I'll give you Russ's number right now.
I don't have kids, and I'm not married. So for me, the road is like, I'm married to the road. I love it. I'm a nomadic person in nature. I think all the guys are, but I think it really gets hard for them sometimes. But the road is a beautiful and lonely thing as well, I suppose.
I would say like every single job you do has its ups and downs, and I mean every single day is different, so you just got to take it as it comes. And if you're having a bad day on the road, it's at least you have some guys to lift you up and maybe inspire you on the road. But it's just the way it is. Not every single job has like it's not good every single day.
Yeah.
It's, you have your ups and downs and everything.
Unless
you
you're
do.
like Top Gear or something.
Yeah.
Your,
Best job in the world.
your sense of adventure and your sense of, I would call it hunger to some extent, is it because of you all come from small towns? And
Maybe, yeah. I think so.
I think us being like 5 musicians in one band, trying to make a living and a career out of our passion, you know, you dream about it as a kid. I remember playing drums on my mom's pot and pans.
Yeah.
And Ross probably singing, you know, as a baby, and they knew.
I
his
was
parents
always told
knew.
to shut up.
Yeah, you know.
Stop singing.
And I think it's that passion, and our fans have given us that opportunity to do it and not have day jobs so we can pay the bills. And thanks to our fans,
The bosses.
our bosses, for allowing us to sustain and do what we do. And you know, I thank you for my 3 Ferraris and my Porsche, but besides that, you know,
Right.
They're like the miniature ones.
yeah, they're dinky cars, but thank you.
What went wrong? Timing. Was it a sign of the times? Atom bombs, blinding. Can't even look at myself no more. I'm coming close, finding that I have been lost. Where to turn? It's time to just value this cost. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I don't know, don't believe you. I don't know about anything at all. All I know is I see through. See the words have become weapons of war. Raise the flags, falling. I'm not falling for that anymore. Sound the call, I'm calling. Not even sure what we're fighting for. Help me out, help me see. All our dreams are fading away. What is lost can't be seen. I'll surrender to everything. Yeah, I'm just trying to say that I'm done. I don't know, don't believe you. I don't know about anything at all. Yeah, all I know is I see through. See the words that become weapons of war. Oh no, weapons of war. Comes around like a wildfire, and like I'm out to a flame, I'm on my way to being burned up once again. And I've been through this before 100 times, boy. She keeps me coming back. What am I waiting for? She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she needs and more. She always counts on the chords that I'm playing now. She always moves to the rhythm she is making. She is. She wants to the sound of her own drum. One minute she's there, the next she's gone. And I'm allowed to pick up pieces of myself to carry on. Oh, I've been through this before 100 times, boy. She keeps me coming back. What am I waiting for? She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she needs and more now. She always counts on the chords that I'm playing now. Always moves to the rhythm she's making. She is my home. She is mine. No. I've been through this before 100 times, boy. She keeps me coming back. What am I waiting for now? What am I waiting for now?
So I can tell you now, the lines are absolutely crazy. I'm watching on Facebook now, and the messages are, oh my goodness, oh my gosh. I mean, there's
Beautiful.
As we were speaking about that cult following, right?
Yeah.
Is it a difficult process to give a song a name? Because you don't want to elaborate too much on the content.
Yeah, sometimes it is, but I think from naming an album or naming a band, I would never want to name a band again.
Not a band.
And naming an album
music.
is hard, yeah. The songs are okay. They sometimes just name themselves, generally.
And the album?
Album's difficult. It's always a
why
big
is that?
fight. I don't know, like even now this one, like there's a hidden chorus in one of the songs that actually is the album name.
Oh.
And the song is called something else, yeah. So people, when they buy the album, they must actually find the actual album name, the
So
album
everyone
song.
go buy the album
wow.
and
Listen
figure
to
it out.
every
buy it
single
now.
song. Try to find the album name.
So I've hidden it in there, and then
Yes.
but the album name just sort of came about, and everyone asked us why did we name the album this, and weird enough we didn't do it for any purpose. We just phonetically, it sounded nice, but then there's a lot of firsts. There's a lot of stuff that that we've done first. Like me stopping smoking is amazing. Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
But there's a lot of firsts, like, a lot of these, us breaking into the arena, starting to play arenas in Germany, just doing a lot of firsts. There's a lot of stuff, getting our heads out of the clouds sometimes, sometimes we're, just coming back from tour and facing the real world,
Yes.
That applies to everyone. I mean, just if you don't, you never will.
Exactly.
So just go out and do something that you
I love
fear.
that.
Or,
I love that
You know
song.
what I mean?
If
Or
you
that you
don't,
want to
you
do.
never will.
So buy the album now.
If you don't, you never will.
I think that's the one.
You will
It
tomorrow.
is
This is not a plug for the album.
It's the
if you
one.
don't, you never will. Go buy it.
So there's a feeling, I think, that you get when you play to an audience as opposed to when you're in studio. So you're a band, so you guys feed off each other. So there's that feeling. But then there's a feeling that you get when you connect with an audience at that level.
It is incredible.
That is something, isn't it?
It's an energy. I'm sorry, I think I'm interrupting
No,
Ross.
no,
Not at all. I
Ross
talk too
has
much.
had all the media attention in the world. So he's fine.
But,
I think he's fine.
a small little thing like last night's show, I think I had about an hour's sleep in about 2 days, and the crowd was incredible, and I got through an hour and a half gig. And
Where did we play last night?
was it last night or the night before?
We didn't play last night.
Cresta Banya.
Oh yeah, we played the day before that.
So it was the day before, and but you know what I'm getting at. Just,
Yeah.
so
There was a
there's
blessing.
Are you like doing?
There's
Are you cheating
energy.
on us with another band?
Yeah.
They'll just keep going. So when that happens, I mean, what happens to you after the gig? Because I can imagine
Sadness.
you're on.
It's just sad. Nobody, like, you got a room full of people screaming.
Yes.
I watched this thing with Coldplay where he talks about it, and then like there's suddenly just all these people, and then suddenly you're in a hotel room and it's quiet.
Yes.
It's like the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like a bad drug.
Yeah. It's suddenly over.
Yeah.
And you're still living there, right?
Yeah.
So we're taking those calls on 011 883 0702. Anna in Turfantine. Hi, Anna.
Hello.
Hi.
And I was so down. The music just uplifted me, and I thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
That's amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
man.
much.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for the support.
Oh, man. You don't.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you make music for people like Anna?
Yeah, man. Anna's like the real reason we make
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
And when people tell you stuff about the lyrics or the music or it's
Yeah.
affected them, then it hits home, man. Like people have like. Yeah, like it makes you get over your stuff quickly. You know, when you hear some people have overcome
Yes.
something with the music. Yeah.
So being, you do what you do, but you're still a part of the world, right?
Yeah.
So being what you guys are, musicians and so on, and really international musicians at that, what's your sense of the world right now?
It's a bit crazy, like, the whole thing about this a man nearly being killed by people because he's picking them up, like on the Uber stuff, or you go overseas and there's bombings going on. We couldn't go to the airport the one day because there's bombing. So it's like the world is weird. It's in a weird place. But the main theme that we've seen is that there is just people are amazing. You know what I mean? Like really, it is like you don't know where this other negative thing is going. If people could actually just like communicate with each other a bit more and look into each other's into their cell phones or into scary newspapers or whatever, I think it's
I think you just got to stop and take a breath and actually just maybe look at things from the outside for a bit. And I mean, the world is messed up at the moment, but
yeah, we're all just
like,
trying to
just stop for a bit.
Yeah, we're trying to just
stop
live.
that clock and just breathe and relax.
A funny thing that I've noticed is that everyone is on their cell phones. It's anywhere in the world, from when you go to Mug and Bean down the road to
China.
China. Yeah,
the lack of connection.
Germany, Dale's always on his phone.
And it's just,
He is. He doesn't speak to
I
anyone.
permanently chat to my wife.
He's the biggest culprit.
What a comeback. Permanently chatting to my wife. We love you for that.
Baby, I love you.
Just give your wife a big shout out now.
Yeah, you do well. You do well. So really, there is a bit of a disconnect. There's that other world we're living in the real world.
Yeah,
And I think it's becoming a bigger thing. I think eventually people are going to be living in that world completely.
Yeah.
So it's a scary thought. But in the end, if you connect with people and you get to understand people's stories and you listen to them, then you can write music, you can paint, you can feel something, you can be connected. It's nice.
So if I told you that you guys are changing the world, what would you say?
Sure.
Thank you.
That's good. As
Yeah.
long as we're changing it for
Thank you. Yeah,
Good thing.
if it's a good thing, yes.
In your own way, I think you're changing the world.
Sure,
Thanks
man.
for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for having us.